Hello, and welcome to another Sunday with Sam and Max. Yeah, I got upgraded to Amazon Prime pre-show advertisements. Yay! I hope it wasn't The Purge, because that's like my least favorite advertisement they do, because the German dub is horrific. It's like, imagine a German having to say the word purge, it's like, Sie werden uns purgen. And it's just, I don't know. And like the whole idea of the show is a bit, well, on one hand, I guess it's too close to home, and on the other hand, it's too ridiculous. I know that's a contradiction. But hey, anyway. Oh, let me just make a quick check. You get it in English, no purchon. Oh, I'm jealous. All right. So we're playing a new episode of Sam and Max. We just got rid of the mafia, and of course now the next stop is the president. So I guess let's get started and see the game intro.
I am reborn. I will feast on your entrails and devour your soul.
You know, Max, sneaking the bug into that exorcism was an uncharacteristic stroke of genius.
Demonic possession is the gift that keeps on giving.
What? Oh, Commissioner. No, that was, Max's aunt. Yes, 14 packs a day. What's that? Yes? Yes? No! Yes? Sweet Suffering Saint Sebastian on the sousaphone in a short story by Susan Sontag. We're on our way.
Let me guess. Our friendly neighborhood demon just burnt down another monastery.
No, Max, we have a far more bloodthirsty adversary this time. The President of the United States of America.
Who?
The man's gone nuts. He's enacting all kinds of crazy new laws.
What else is new?
Federally mandated group hugs before, during, and after all major sporting events.
So?
He's curtailing civil liberties, threatening the environment.
Hey, that makes 3 of us.
And he's about to introduce mandatory gun registration.
Get the keys. I have to point out, Sam, that we could have avoided this gruesome accident if you just let me drive.
And I have to point out that we could have avoided this gruesome accident if you hadn't jumped on my head shouting Jersey Devil, and firing your gun out the window.
I swear that woman was a dead ringer for him.
Well, here we are, standing in an open field west of the White House.
Let's go bring the hammer down on that so-called commander-in-chief.
All right. So I guess we get to explore the White House now. Speaking of hitting close to home, okay. Yeah.
At least the president has his priorities straight.
Golf court, okay.
Please do not feed the submarine.
What can you feed a submarine anyway?
Nothing. Weren't you listening?
Ooh, a boxing
My
glove.
missing boxing glove.
It's always in the last place you look. The White House pool. Most secure waiting pool on Earth. Jimmy?
Oh, great! What are you guys doing here?
Oh, just saving the world. What are you doing here?
I happen to take my vacations at the White House, and I needed a little R&R. Speaking of which, beat it.
Hey, Jimmy.
Beat it.
Okay, I guess he won't talk to us anymore. At least not until we do something for him. Oops. Okay, let me just get these wires uncrossed here. Alright. And there we are. So let's see. Ooh, nice. We can even see the other side. Ooh, we can see the fence. There seems to be more park over there. That's interesting. I guess we can't go that way around the pool. Kind of want to feed the submarine now.
Your name here. For naming rights to this building, please contact the Office of Desperation Accounting.
Oh boy, can we, Sam? Please?
We'll see, little buddy.
Okay, naming the White House.
There is a small mailbox here.
It's one of those ornamental mailboxes that doesn't actually open.
That's government efficiency for you.
Aww. Oh, presidential storage.
White paint, Christmas lights, and a small barbecue.
Everything somebody would need to renovate, decorate, and then accidentally burn the place to the ground.
Max, later.
Later, Max, later. So how old is this story? What was it? 2007? 2009? Ish. I can do a quick check. Of course, the autocomplete for once didn't autocomplete. Nah. That search doesn't really work. Okay, let's try this again. Max. Yeah, 2007. So yeah, not that current. But current enough. Alright. So let's check out every other sign.
Post no bills. I'm surprised this sign survived the Clinton administration.
Maybe it was important and was added back then. They didn't want anyone to accidentally mail out the president.
Suspect yourself.
That's so Madonna.
Nice stool.
It looks a little like a weird space creature, poised to devour the unwary mortal foolish enough to sit on it. I like that in a stool.
Hey, this phone only takes Susan B. Anthony dollars.
It must be one of those stupid 555 phones.
Yes, actually. 555-1984.
Hey, Sam, did I ever mention how I've memorized pi to 1,000 decimal places? It's 3.14159265358979.
Matt, do you have a piece of paper handy?
You want to write down the phone number?
I remember the number. I want to write myself a reminder to smother you with a pillow in your sleep.
Okay, so I guess we can call the White House if we wanted to.
Valley parking, $2. Way to knock down that deficit.
So I guess we talk to you.
Step aside, buddy. Freelance police.
Just a moment, sir. Papa Bear, this is Super Ball. Possible situation at the front door. Talking dog and, rabbit trying to gain access to the OO. Please advise, over.
Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's a negative on the access permissions, sir. I'll have to ask you and your little friend to step away from the White House.
Doggy Daddy, this is Loose Cannon. Request permission to pants this goon. Over.
Before we try physical violence, Max, let's try dazzling the man with our razor-sharp wit and labyrinthine logical conundrums.
Ah, emotional violence. Good plan.
Let us in, pal. We're freelance police, here to save the president.
I thought we were here to stop the president by any means necessary.
I was going to wait to mention that part, Max.
Either way, sir, you can't get inside. Orders.
Seriously, Jack, let us in. It's a national emergency.
No can do, sir.
It's going to be tougher than I thought to trick this goon and get inside.
I heard that, sir. And it's going to be impossible.
Hey, no fair. You're not supposed to listen to casual asides.
It's in the job description, sir. Report all stage whispers, soliloquies, and casual asides to the proper authorities.
Curse them! They've thought of everything.
Find a security force in the world, sir.
It's a nice fourth wall break.
Don't you get bored guarding this door?
It's a rewarding job, sir. Doing my part. Keeping the president safe.
Hey, Super Bowl, I'd like you to smell these two handkerchiefs and tell me which one smells more like chloroform.
Not now, Max.
That's a good attempt.
Is that all you do? Guard this door?
That's my primary assignment, sir.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. Try to guess it while I drop increasingly heavy weights near your head.
What's your secondary assignment?
Varies. Receptionist, maintenance, light grounds work, public relations.
Public relations?
I'm a people person, sir.
They have you guys doing odd jobs too?
Cutback, sir. Employee Reduction and Consolidation Act of 2003. These sunglasses aren't cheap.
Hey, Super Bowl, what gauge syringe would be best for injecting you with a knockout serum? Just a hypothetical.
You really have time to do everything else and guard this door?
I make the time, sir. It's what I do.
What else do you do besides guard this door?
Varies. Receptionist, maintenance, light grounds work.
Okay. Receptionist, maintenance, and light grounds work. So I guess if we can get him to do any of these duties, then we can get him to then we can get him to go away, and then we can walk in, I guess.
Did you call yourself Super Ball?
Codename, sir. I'm a bouncer. Secret Service humor.
And who's Papa Bear?
Section chief. Runs the operation. Protects the president.
Oh, Super Bowl, I get it.
I want to talk to your manager.
No can do, sir. He's with the president.
I've had enough of this.
Papa Bear, this is Super Ball. Perps exiting Zone 4 now. Seem disgruntled. Stay on the lookout. Over.
Now can we push him down and beat him with sewage-filled garbage bags until he runs crying into the reflecting pool?
Tempting, Max, but these Secret Service guys hold a grudge.
So that's the rule. You beat up people if they don't hold a grudge. Let's see if there's anything useful over there. Nope. End of the map. That's a bit I don't quite like about, and I remember now that was what, when I played this game the first time, what annoyed me a little was that there are so many spots here where just like the map ends, but it's not obvious, you know. And in Monkey Island, either there was an obvious wall, or they had like a spot where you could click where it said, you know, back to town or something like that. You know, and they could have easily done that here. And, you know, like in town, like near the office, they could have probably gone for the left and right sides and just gone, you know, like, oh, you get in your car and it says, hey, where do you want to go, or something like that, you know. Kind of like game design wise a little nicer. It would have, on one hand, it would have been a shortcut to get to the DeSoto, because otherwise you always had to walk like all the way around. And on the other hand, it would have made, you know, like the it less weird, you know, that the street just ends there and goes, yeah, okay, if you want to go there, then you drive somewhere. So I guess there's nothing we can do here
Where
right
are we
now.
going, Sam?
So I guess we'll go back to the office.
I'll drive.
Not while I'm alive.
Exactly.
Not while I'm alive. Exactly. Ugh. That's dangerous. The Serious Bones had some scenes at the reflecting pool, or at least a reflection pool on the green screen in the background. Yeah, that's probably a popular thing in shows set in Washington D.C. to have. They actually have. I know that because I don't know if they built it for X-Men or just used it for X-Men, but there is actually an Oval Office set, a standing set. Trying to remember where it is. I mean, somewhere in the U.S., you know, in some, I guess, in Los Angeles or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's even in Canada. I don't remember where it was. Anyway, so there's like a standing Oval Office and a few surrounding rooms set that is kind of as accurate, you know, as they are able and allowed to make it. That basically most movies in recent years have been using, you know, he needed to have a scene in the White House. So, you know, they... And that's what they used for X-Men. I'm not quite sure. I think either they built it for the original X-Men movie or they did like significant upgrades on it or something. And that's why, you know, it was, you know, like kept standing or something, because it now looks a lot more and you know, is much better production values as it would than it would otherwise be. But, you know, it makes sense that they probably have some, you know, sets like that. It might have been that was originally the set used for the West Wing TV series, and that they kind of upgraded it to movie quality for the X-Men movie. And so now, you know, before it was just, well, you rented it if you could, and now it's, oh, this, like, you can get a much bigger budget look just by using that set. I wonder if we can use her telephone.
Go ahead, next caller. You're on Love Talk with Dr. Feelnice.
Hey, keep away from my intercom.
I guess not. It's just an intercom.
That's where I do video intros for my dating service.
Why's the door locked?
It's locked? Damn it. I don't even have a key to that door.
Nothing useful in here. Ever feel lonely, Max?
No, I have the voices to keep me company.
I guess we should get back to work.
When you love what you do, it doesn't even feel like work.
Oh, right, I didn't even check what she does this time. I guess it's a dating service now?
Hey, Sybil, what's new in the world of frequent random career reassessment?
Hi, fellas. I'm really excited. I've found the perfect job for me.
You don't say.
That's right. I, Sybil Pandemic, am now a professional matchmaker.
I thought I smelled phosphorus.
I thought I smelled that joke coming down the turnpike, burning oil and dragging its muffler.
It's a dating service, Max. I figured that if a smart, successful career woman like me could be having so much trouble finding a date, there must be plenty of other people who could use help.
But that's cool. So last time, so what has she? Oh, we can check when we go outside, I guess. So it used to be a tattoo parlor. She did a tabloid. She was a professional. She was a psychiatrist. She was a professional trial witness. So basically, getting paid to say she witnessed stuff. And now she's a matchmaker, apparently.
You're having trouble finding your soulmate?
You don't know the half of it. It seems like all the guys I meet are total losers. No offense.
None taken. Hey!
Borderline psychopaths. No offense.
None taken. It's the borderline cases you have to watch out for.
What kind of man are you looking for?
Older men. Guys with a little history to them are such a turn-on. Oh, and tall men. And distinguished. And he should be experienced.
All right, enough already. Yes, I will go out with you, Sybil.
I thought she was talking about me.
That joke hasn't quite aged well.
What are you looking for in a date again?
I would love to meet a tall, older man with a good career.
Okay.
Could you find dates for Max and me?
Seriously? I mean, sure. Why not? Stranger things have happened, I guess. They must have. Somewhere.
I'm choosing not to be offended by that.
What do we need to do?
It's easy. Just submit an application.
What's next on the career horizon?
Next? This is it. What could be a better job than helping people find their perfect match?
Volcano God.
Good point. I'll stick to the dating business, though.
What kind of stuff is on this application?
The usual. Your best traits and what kind of person you're looking for.
Hooks for hands! Hooks for hands!
When you're done, I'll put the application into my computer, which analyzes your personality matrix at 15 essential compatibility points.
I don't have a personality matrix so much as a personality vector.
Once we've found a match, you call your date and agree on a time and place. Let me help you guys out. Tell me your good points and what you're looking for in a date.
I wonder if that's like a too nerdy a joke. Personality matrix. I have more of a personality vector. Or, you know, like if that insult is so popular that people can guess what it's supposed to mean. I don't know, like, I mean, in German, like, vector is not really that commonly used, you know, like, it's basically a mathematics-only word. In English, it's more, you know, like you say, like, transmission vectors or something, you probably hear that in the news a lot. So I'm wondering, like, how that joke would land. A spiritual should have an air of mystery, should love animals. I guess.
She should love animals.
Such as the elusive praying mantis, whose deadly but enthralling mating rituals she mimics.
You really know how to ruin the mood, Max.
And cybernetic implants, like an elbow that can connect to the internet.
She should have an air of mystery.
Making frequent passing mention to her time on the chain gang, but when pressed, revealing nothing.
She should love the outdoors.
We frequently lock ourselves out of the office.
Okay, I guess we can just go through all of these.
She should be tall.
At least 12 feet, or 4 meters if she's Canadian.
That's actually a nice way, you know, like to, on one hand, you know, it's a nice US joke, to say, oh no, well maybe she's Canadian, and also it's a good localization trick, so that you say 12 feet, and like everyone but the U.S. Will have, well, and maybe the UK, will have a hard time, like remembering, okay, what is that in our measurements, So saying both and packaging it in that joke is kind of a nice way of handling it in a game as well.
I'm very spiritual.
A disciple of the Ancient Ones, enacting dark magic rituals to bring forth their reign again upon this earth. Rise, Shigarath! Rise, Abyag Solam!
I lead an active lifestyle.
Always running from the authorities.
I can appreciate a person's inner beauty.
I even have my own sonogram machine.
That's all I can think of.
Oh, that's plenty. Now I'll just put your applications into the computer. And there it is. Max, it says your perfect match is...
Cybernetic laser eyes. Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please.
Well, that's interesting. It says your perfect match is Sam.
Disturbing. And yet somehow not completely unexpected.
And Sam, your ideal soulmate is...
Wait for it.
Max.
Well, there goes another blow to the concept of a fair and just universe.
Sam, what do you say we never ever speak of this again?
Way ahead of you, little buddy.
That's one way to do it. So the computer. I love that, like the way you could kind of, like the voice acting, like the computer and the facial expression just worked as well. I don't know if there was much of one.
How many couples have you managed to escort to romantic bliss?
So far, none.
None is the loneliest number.
But I've got a feeling things will start to pick up after the holidays. All that stress makes for a lot of messy breakups, and a lot of people looking for romance on the rebound.
So we have something to look forward to.
See you around, Sybil. It's unnerving how his eyes seem to follow me wherever I go.
That fox is totally checking you out. Go for it, Sam.
Oh, and the plant pots are hearts now. I didn't even notice that. Okay, piercings, tattoos, psychotherapy, tabloid rag, witnessing, dating service. Love is for everyone. Don't think those posters have changed, have they? What will she do when the next job does not fit on the board anymore? I think it didn't fit on the board anymore the last time, so...
It's the Army's new recruiting slogan.
That's a lot better than their old one. What are you, chicken? Gonna cry now, baby?
Apparently, there's no room in the military budget for quality adhesives.
Oh, nice. Not only a new one, but we actually got something
Spin the
from
Bottle
it.
Championship is coming up.
I like when they do the sudden death round with the Molotov cocktails.
Still a cool idea, but I think
Feel
the
like
others...
taking in some pro wrestling?
I think I've seen that one.
We should go to Switzerland sometime, Max.
Nah, they always jip you on the cheese. It's like half air.
Give me all you got.
Alright. None of the stuff on the ground does anything. So yeah, I think they just, like, redraw the texture and make it fit. I mean, we still have 2 more episodes, so I would expect her to, unless she, like, I don't know, does she close her job in one of these? Like her shop? No, I think she's always in here. So I would guess we get more jobs. Oh, we can probably make a phone call from... Oh. Free home delivery.
Hey, a free home delivery sign.
The sign's not free, but oh, my book is.
Was worth a try.
Whoa, look, Max. It's our favorite cultish crackpot, Hugh Bliss.
Hi, I'm Hugh Bliss.
I want to buy something. Take my credit card. Put me on your mailing list. Anyone you want me to recruit?
You're supposed to give the Stockholm Syndrome a few days to kick in, Max.
Who has that kind of time?
What's a big celebrity like you doing on our street, Hugh Bliss?
Why, I'm spreading the great news about prismatology.
The magic and science of unlocking the harmony of colors for a revolution in holistic personal and interpersonal well-being?
Now translated into 15,000 different languages, including Esperanto. Hooray!
Hooray!
Are the books selling well?
Selling? You can't put a price on imagination. You can't sell the wonder of a daydream or the laughter of a child.
He's right. I've tried.
What was your book about again?
Emetics, the handbook for multicolored happiness? It's about everything and nothing at all. Oh,
What's this prismatology nonsense really about?
all it is the total reawakening of mind, body, and spirit in a rainbow of true bliss. Ah.
I'm really excited.
Uh-huh. And how do we do that?
Okay. Simply focus on the orange at the core of your spirit.
Okay. No, wait. Okay, now.
Shift your consciousness to the ultraviolet.
Doing that?
Mix it with the indigo of your imagination, and then let it slide down the rainbow of your hopes and dreams.
Wow, I can't believe it was so simple.
How do you stay in business?
With the magic of volume and free delivery.
You can have all the colors delivered to your home for no green.
I don't get it!
Okay, that was interesting. Okay, the magic of volume is how he stays in business and free delivery. And he's giving away the books for free. Is this like Silicon Valley business model?
Show us a magic trick, Hugh Bliss.
Magic is easy when the colors of your soul are...
Yeah, less chatter, more magic.
Okay, how about I disappear?
Well, your mind reading is obviously still working.
It is! Now watch me as I vanish. Except you won't be able to watch me because I'll be gone.
Huh. Okay. Not sure what that gets us, but
Hi,
it might be
Hugh Bliss.
useful later.
Hi, I'm Hugh Bliss.
Okay,
Stay
see you later,
colorful.
I guess. Oh, we can probably steal the free home delivery
Hi,
sign.
Hugh Bliss.
Hi, I'm Hugh Bliss.
Can you disappear again? I want to figure out how you did it.
It's easy, Sam. I take all the colors from my surroundings and spin them into a great big...
Okay, yeah, I was just being polite. I don't care how you do it.
Okay.
Hey, a free home delivery sign. President appoints action figure as Secretary of Defense.
That is pretty crazy.
Well, at least it was an action figure of John Shaft.
Oh, I can dig it.
Wait, what does it say? Purcell?
Non-mafia
Purcell attacked by two-headed monkey.
Mysterious. I gave my name to reporters and even posed for pictures.
Sometimes blowing something up is its own reward, pal.
Oh, there's different news items. Okay. But Purcell is the name of the guy who invented Sam and Max.
President spied in love tryst with Sasquatch.
I give him 3 months tops.
President appoints action figure as Secretary of Defense.
That is pretty crazy.
Well, at least it was an action figure of John Shaft.
Oh, I can dig it.
Non-mafia-owned casino destroyed by mysterious explosion.
Mysterious? I gave my name to reporters and even posed for pictures.
Sometimes blowing something up is its own reward, pal.
Okay, that's the previous episode.
President spied in love tryst with Sasquatch.
I give him 3 months tops.
Okay, so the boxes are both the same, just rotating through.
President appoints action figure as Secretary of Defense.
Tibetan
pretty
monk,
crazy.
clam
Well,
bake
at least it was
ends
an action figure of John Shaft.
in
Oh,
what?
I can dig it.
Non-mafia-owned casino
Ends in
destroyed by
riot.
mysterious explosion.
Okay.
Mysterious? I gave my name to reporters and even posed for pictures.
Sometimes blowing something up is its own reward, pal. Novelty gumballs. Shaped just like the real thing, but made of inedible plastic.
Fool your friends, annoy your grandparents.
So I guess we'll see what Bosco is doing this time. Hi Lucius, how's it going? Quick steal his stuff. Oh dang.
What's shaking, Bosco?
Greetings, comrades Dog and Rabbit.
I'm having trouble placing the accent this month. Mid-Atlantic states? The San Fernando Valley?
I get more of a vague Baltic vibe. Something in a light Czech pattern.
Ha ha! Comrade Maximilian makes the funny joke. I am Vladimir Ilyevich Baskovorsky, Russian proprietor of Workers' Glorious Warehouse of Inconvenience, no?
No.
But now I make new start in America, which I love. So is no need to aiming sophisticated targeting equipment at me.
Okay. You're doing well. What's shaking? Yeah, I'm doing well. Enjoying this game again. Hoping for a good afternoon playing and stuff. And yeah, occasionally lauding or criticizing the game design decisions as I am wont to do. So yeah, and how is it going for you?
What's with the Soviet bloc, Bosco?
Is perfectly natural, comrades. I work with your American government in spirit of glasnost. They know.
Who knows what?
The feds, man. Uncle Sam. The government's watching us all the time.
So that's why I always feel an overbearing presence just out of my field of vision, watching and judging my every move.
That's me, Max.
He looked at me. But okay, yeah. Sam says that's him. Believe him. I like the fourth wall break there, where Max just goes. Good, you just ate lunch. Lunch is always good, yeah. I have had chili today. Nice and spicy chili con carne. They break the fourth wall a lot here. Well, yeah, especially in this episode, I kind of had it. Like, I mean, in general, you know, it's a comedy thing, so it's okay. But in this episode, I think there's we've had like 3 already. Comments to stuff that wasn't really part of the game. You cooked some hot peppers yesterday. It was quite an experience. No, you're not used to hot spicy. Ah, okay, yeah, then yeah, then it's fun. Especially be careful with the peppers, you know, wash your hands thoroughly and maybe try to avoid scratching your face or things like that. Because yeah, that can be painful.
Why is the government spying on you, Bosco?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I know too much.
Just humor the poor guy, Max.
I make new start in America, which I love. So there's no need to targeting me.
I suppose you've got some ridiculously complex whirligig to defend yourself against the feds?
It's the people, comrades. Workers will overthrow fascist regime.
What about us loafers?
All are welcome. Come day of victory, workers will unite to bring downfall of corrupt administration. We will number in tens of millions.
That's a lot of Bolsheviks.
No, it's all true. Look, I'm working on a satellite missile defense system.
Bolsheviks. Misheard that as bullshit, huh? You wore vinyl gloves but touched your face, so you were crying and had a runny nose for about an... Oh, yeah, that's not fun. But I mean, at least you thought of the gloves, so that's good. You're gonna wear a face mask next time in addition to gloves. Might be a good idea, yeah. Or go with a slightly less spicy hot peppers. Like, here in Bavaria, hot peppers don't really seem to be that popular. So I always have to look like, and most peppers are just, you know, mild or like with a slight, you know, like a slight spiciness, but not really hot peppers. Funnily, when I went to, like, you know, find some, the spiciest I could find were the, like, biologically grown local Bavarian hot peppers, which was kind of funny, because, like, all the others were just milder. The hottest ones you handled yesterday were Christmas light peppers, 35,000 to 70,000 Scoville heat units. You usually have jalapenos, 3,500. Yeah, so factor 10. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Yeah, jalapenos is basically what you get in, you know, like burger restaurants and things like that. That's nice. But yeah, those were... You went for the really spicy stuff then, yeah. Yeah, I ordered a few hot sauces a while ago, and they were like 3 in increasing spiciness, and the ghost peppers were quite the experience. You once bought sweet peppers, and the market guy said they are Hungarian, and you thought, why does he say that? In other news, PSA: don't bite into Hungarian sweet peppers. Yeah, Hungary is known for spicy food. True, yeah. You didn't know they were that hot. Hungarian sweet peppers. Yeah, I mean, sweet and sour is, what do they call it? Orthogonal to, you know, hot or mild, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. Totally understandable. Yeah.
Missile defense system? Isn't that more than a little bit overkill?
Yet, we are strong like bear against attack. I'm working on modifying BTAS Part 2.
Your anti-delivery system?
That's right. It was already programmed to keep people from delivering goods to the store, so I just went into the database and changed beef jerky to intercontinental ballistic missiles.
So now anyone can just deliver a blimp load of beef jerky to your store without fear of reprisal?
It's small price to pay for freedom.
Yeah, there are orthogonal variables. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like you hear sweet peppers and you think, you know, sweet stuff is, you know, sweet. And then it's like, yeah, but it can still be spicy. I actually have 2 pots outside on the balcony that are hot peppers. So if they ever grow enough that there's actual peppers hanging from them, that'll be interesting how they will turn out. It's a little problematic because I can't really... Right now, they're in, like, larger pots that I can't hang off the balcony railing. So they're kind of... They don't get sunlight as much during the day. And, like, they don't get, like, the natural rain because that doesn't reach in that far. So I always have to remember to water them a little more than the others. I heard when you grow them, they turn out very differently each time. Possible, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check. I made notes on the... Like, I kept the bags the seed came in. And, I'll have to check what they are. I think I went for several... like, I think one is just, you know, like, nice spicy, and the other one was one of the supposedly really hot ones. If you go from seeds, the genetic makeup is probably a bit random. Yeah, that's possible. I will see how they turn out. I'm not sure they will grow anything useful this year, because I think by now they probably should have already borne fruit. So my guess is there won't be any this year. Or it might be that once I take them inside, when it gets too cold, that warmer climate will make them go, oh, now it's finally summer, and not that stupid winter that Germans call summer. You know, for fruit, they typically graft good known variety onto rootstock. Yeah. You do that for apples even, so yeah.
We want to buy something.
Da is evil but necessary private enterprise.
What do you got?
Is most glorious invention, comrades. Is useful for, how you say, questioning.
Questioning.
Is truth serum. Makes easy even the most difficult, how you say, interrogation.
Interrogation.
Truth serum? Is this another one of your half-baked, overpriced gimmicks, or does it actually work?
Both will make anyone get rid of inhibitions and telling, how you say, complete and honest truth.
Your accent sucks. Hey, it's already working.
We'd like that truth serum, Comrade Boscovich.
Is good. Price is 867.5309 rubles.
How much is that in real money?
$100 million.
I think your rate of exchange is a little off, Boskovorsky.
Fall of Berlin Wall brings great strength to our economy.
All right, but yeah, his inventions every time get more and more expensive. Jesus. Okay.
Do you have any potatoes in the likeness of Catholic saints?
Niet.
Do you have any souvenir snow globes from the Mystery Vortex?
Niet.
Oh, that was a reference to a previous, to the original Sam & Max game.
Do you have any Lobsterfots brand cereal?
Niet.
That doesn't ring a bell, but lobster farts doesn't really sound good.
Do you have any Tagalog rhyming dictionaries, abridged?
Niet.
Do you have any wiener cozies?
Da. We just get shipment of those in this week. Let me look.
Oh boy!
Wait, did you say wiener cozies? I thought you said Navajo blankets. No, we're all out of wiener cozies.
Aw.
Do you have any Navajo blankets?
Niet.
Wait, what? He just said you had any.
Do you have any potatoes in the likeness of Catholic saints?
Niet.
Never
Nothing
mind.
for us right now.
Oh, wait.
We want to buy something.
Da is evil but necessary private enterprise.
100 million?
Isn't that a little pricey for truth serum?
Is bargain.
It really does work, and I haven't even tried it yet. Sam, this morning I used your toothbrush.
Results are guaranteed.
I used it to clean out my ears. This is refreshingly liberating.
Besides, I need the money to complete my satellite defense system.
I needed to clean out my ears because I'd been rummaging through...
Okay, I've heard enough.
Okay, so
Nothing
somewhere
for us right now.
we'll have to find a lot of money.
Something in here smells like fermented hate.
It's like sweaty jockstraps soaked in boiled cabbage with a dash of sulfur.
Keep it down, guys. You're scaring off the other customers.
What other customers? Max and I are always the only ones in here.
It's good thing. Merchandise is always available.
Coming in here is like visiting old friends.
Some of these cereal boxes are from the McKinley administration.
I carved our initials in one of the weenies, so we'll be best friends forever, Sam.
When's the last time you cleaned out the weenie rotisserie?
Needs no cleaning. Adds vintage flavor to tasty franks.
See you later, Bosco.
Is no Bosco, comrades. Is only loyal worker Boskovorsky, who is no threat to glorious American government whatsoever.
What do we have here? Organ Trader, Self-Loathing Weekly, Hot Bunny,
Same one.
Ooh, let me see that.
Hot Bunny?
No, Self-Loathing Weekly.
Are these weenies beef or pork?
Or woolly mammoth meat.
100% all natural ingredients, aged to perfection.
All natural ingredients. Whoops.
I guess we should get back to work.
What's this shelf?
Foamy bread.
Made from real styrofoam?
No, artificial styrofoam.
All right. Anything new here? Oh. No. I thought that cup was something we could maybe pick up, but apparently not. So, not sure we see anything new here. Doesn't look like it.
Nothing like a gaggle of security cameras pointed at a guy to make him feel at home.
I'm comfortable with it because I'm uncommonly photogenic.
Still nothing different. Okay. So I guess we know now that we need a whole lot of money again. But I don't know how we can get it. And the map still ends here. At the straight and narrow. So I guess we go back to the office, but we have some interesting signs. What else do we have in our inventory? We still have the gun. Oh, we have the listening device.
Hi, Hugh Bliss.
Hi, I'm Hugh Bliss.
Are the books selling well?
Selling? You can't put a price on imagination. You can't sell the wonder of a daydream or the laughter of a child.
He's right. I've tried.
Okay, so maybe we can record what he says and then play it back over the phone or something like that.
How do you stay in business?
With the magic of volume and free delivery.
You can have all the colors delivered to your home for no green.
I don't get it.
Can you disappear again?
Okay.
Hi, Hugh Bliss.
Hi, I'm Hugh Bliss. Stay colorful.
Okay, here's what he said.
The magic and illusion of wonder is a dream from your imagination. And I know you're listening, Sam and Max.
Ah, creepy. Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay, so that didn't work. I guess we didn't get a hey, I'm Hugh Bliss. But we did that at the start of the episode, playback stuff. Vienna cozies. I don't know. Wiener cozies. I guess that's like wrapped sausages or something. Like what is it called? Burn sausages? Which is like sausages wrapped in bacon, I think. Or ham or something like that. Let's see if we can make phone calls to
Who are
someone.
you calling, Sam?
Mr. Pizza or the White House? Oh, what does Mr.
Mr.
Pizza
Pizza.
say?
2 medium pineapple and asbestos pies, please. Oh, yeah? Well, same to you, jerk.
What'd he say?
Thank you, and have a nice day.
Jesus.
Who are you calling, Sam?
Let's call the White
The
House
White
and
House.
see what we can do.
Agent Superball speaking.
Have you checked the baby?
Yes, sir. Sleeping soundly.
Oh, good job then.
Who are you calling, Sam?
The White House.
White House. Agent Superball speaking.
Hello, please hold.
Roger that.
Our phone bill is sure going to be expensive this month.
It's okay, Max. I've been paying them out of your retirement fund.
Hello. Is anyone there?
Who are you calling, Sam?
The White House.
The magic and illusion of wonder is a dream from your imagination. And I know you're listening, Sam and Max.
Ah, creepy.
This is an official number. Please stop calling.
Okay, that doesn't work, but I guess we can use it for making some calls if we can just record someone who says something
Who
interesting.
are you calling, Sam?
But let's get him on hold. Maybe that will get him away from the door.
The White House.
White House. Agent Superball speaking.
Hello, please hold.
Roger that.
Our phone bill is sure going to be expensive this month.
It's okay, Max. I've been paying them out of your retirement fund.
Hello. Is anyone there?
Let's try to drive there, and maybe then we can get into the White House. It's funny that wieners are also the name of people from Vienna, at least to you. Yeah, in general, like the German word for someone from Vienna, which is called Wien
Where are we going, Sam?
in German, and therefore in Austrian German as well, is yeah, so Wiener would be someone from Vienna. That's like a regular word. It's not even
You're
like
off to the White House.
Oh, boy!
you know, it's not even necessarily, you know, like misunderstandable. Like you can say, of course, Wiener Würstchen, so Vienna sausages, if you want to. Yay! We got in because he's at the phone on the right.
Now, a lot of these same folks will say that we're wrong for introducing this federal pudding embargo. They envy our freedom. I ask you, what have they got to hide? Unless they're secretly sitting on stockpiles of pudding, and oh yes, we will find them, they've got nothing to be afraid of. So in conclusion, America, get your back up off the wall. Dance, come on, marzipan, and good night.
It's worse than we thought, Max. He's crazier than a caffeine-addled dingo in an Adelaide maternity ward.
I think he makes a lot of good points. Those puddings are trying to steal our jobs. And I especially like how he does that spinny thing with his eyes.
By the whiskey-soaked beard of Ulysses S. Grant. That's it. The president's not crazy. He's been hypnotized. We've got to snap him out of it, Max, and pronto.
How do we do that again?
We hit him over the head, like we do with all hypnotized people.
Oh, yeah! Oh, no.
Okay, so we got a Secret Service person. There's also pigs in a blanket, yes. Or like socks for hot sausages, so you can carry them without burning your fingers in case you don't like buns. I don't know, yeah, Vienna Cozy, I don't know what it is, really. But usually, yeah, I don't know, like I would expect it to just be some kind of food. Silicone socks for hot dogs. And a sausage-shaped dog is a wiener sausage dog. Yeah, wiener dog, yeah, dachshunds. There was, I think it was the Sarah Connor Chronicles, the Terminator TV series. They had, there's this moment where they are like John is trying to break and enter somewhere, and some security guard notices a noise and goes to check it out. And so Sarah kind of walks up to him and says, "Oh, have you seen my wiener puppy?" And she must have been somewhere here. And he goes like, what? And then she whacks him over the head, I think, or something. So that's always what I think of these days. When someone says like sausage, wiener, dog or something.
It's a stack of pithy campaign slogans.
Oh, don't fool with those. Wouldn't want to be caught on national TV with my drawers down again.
Oh, can we have signs, right? Give me all you got.
Nah.
We can't, I guess. Free home delivery,
No
maybe?
dice.
No.
Hands off the cameras.
House of Representatives and Gardens.
House of Representatives and Gardens. A Liberty Bell lamp.
The Liberty Bell is a light for this room, just as America is a light for...
Yuck! Metaphor is such an ugly quality in furniture.
The Liberty Bell is a
No,
light for
no.
this room,
I didn't
just
mean
as
to click
America
at this
is
again.
a light for...
Yuck! Metaphor is such an ugly quality in furniture.
It's a bunch of merit badges from the Weasel Scouts.
I got one of those once, but they took it away when they found out what I used for bait.
It's a bunch of merit badges from the Weasel Scouts.
I got one of those once, but they took it away when they found out what I used for bait.
Take a look at that.
I love this country.
This snow globe has a little Apollo 13 inside.
What happens when you shake it?
I'm afraid to find out.
Wait, this... What does this have? Gasoline? Does the other thing matches or something? Sticks of some sort in packaging. Calendar.
Hands off, boy. That's my presidential calendar.
U.S. Senate Talent Show, second place.
My finest hour.
If you're the president and you're second place in the Senate talent show.
I'm not sure who this is, but he must be important.
I
I'm not
wonder-
sure who this is, but he must be important.
That looks like a picture of a real person, so I wonder if it's like one of the original LucasArts guys or something, just made up to look like some presidential figure. Or if it's like some political figure that I should actually recognize.
Apparently, even U.S. presidents have mothers. This is either an early draft of the Declaration of Independence or a crude map of Lithuania.
It's smaller than I
Roosevelt's
expected.
boxing gloves, encased in lucite.
TR or FDR?
ER, I think.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Is that a potted plant or the Vice President of the United States?
It is hard to tell the difference.
Throw pillows shaped like stars. Interesting, since actual stars are shaped more like throw pillows.
A Nutcracker, Washington.
Hi, I'm George Washington. Anyone need their nuts cracked?
Please don't make fun of George Washington.
Guess we can't take him.
These plates commemorate the core values of freedom-loving peoples everywhere.
Eating a lot and hitting things with sticks?
Exactly.
Was apple
These plates
pie,
commemorate the core
baseball,
values of
and
freedom-loving
hot
peoples everywhere.
Eating a lot and hitting
Dogs.
things with sticks?
Exactly. Looks like there are rats in the Oval Office.
Sam, you've finally done it. A straight line so easy, even I won't touch it.
Are these pictures of you with cardboard cutouts of other presidents?
We're all cardboard under the skin, son.
Funny how almost anything makes sense if a president says it.
Okay. What's that door? That's nothing. That's the exit door through which I think we came in. Oh, what's this globe thing? We haven't looked at that yet.
Nice globe.
Amazing how often I need it in this job. Hey now, that's my super special top secret ribbon. Don't touch it. Stand back, son. That there's the national budget.
Oh, can we maybe get money that way by changing the national budget? French fries and gasoline. Something like that, yeah. Is the president the guy from the Mad magazine? He does look a bit like... What's his name? Something like Edwin? Edgar? I know who you mean, like the mad guy, yeah. I mean, he is kind of thinner and things like that, so I don't think he's supposed to look like that. Turn on the fan and stir the oxygen tank. Apollo 30. Maybe George Washington mashed up with the creator, yeah. You don't get all the US jokes, but the commemorative plates I can get behind. Pie. Yes. Okay, so I guess let's talk to these and see
Hey,
what
man,
is.
do you work here?
What tipped you off?
We're freelance police, buddy. This is a national emergency.
And we don't appreciate your sassy mouth.
Auditions for new White House pet are down the hall.
This can only end in violence.
This guy's voice sounds familiar. Do you recognize him, Max?
Half the time, I don't even recognize you, Sam.
I'm over here, little buddy.
Who said that?
We saw him in the ending credits of the last episode, so he was somehow like tied up with the whole mafia, toy mafia casino thing, and said something like, "Oh, it's not going." I think that was him, right?
Do I know you from somewhere?
Yeah, I'm that voice in the back of your head that tells you to mind your own business.
The veiled threats, the surly tone. I've got it. You're that pit boss from the toy mafia.
I smell a conspiracy.
You smell a nosy dog who's going to get smacked if he don't stop asking questions.
What's the toy mafia got to do with the Secret Service?
What toy mafia?
Oh, he's good, Sam.
The Orso Nostra, the sacred organization you inducted me and Max into in a time-honored ceremony.
The one that we infiltrated, repeatedly duped, and then blew up in a fiery explosion of death and property damage.
I was going to casually forget to mention that part, Max.
Very entertaining story, chowderheads. Now, run along and play whilst I protect the leader of our country.
I think somebody may have hypnotized the president while you weren't looking. You, perhaps.
Very funny.
What do you do around here?
I give out free t-shirts to the visitor who asks the dumbest question of the day. Please accept my apologies, but we're all out of Husky Boys sizes.
Woo! Double burn!
I thought you were on my side, Max.
I just call him like I see him, Sam.
You're the president's personal bodyguard?
You catch on quick.
We need to have a private meeting with the president. National security.
Go right ahead.
I meant private, as in wait outside and we'll call you when we need you.
And national security, as in, we need to clobber the president on the head to break his hypnotic trance.
Your gift for subterfuge is uncanny, Max.
And that's uncanny as in, you two try anything and I'll plug you.
You're always with the president?
Even when he's got a,
Always. I never leave his side.
Your codependency sickens me.
It sickens me in exactly the same way, doesn't it, Max? I mean, Sam.
What's behind that door?
It's a private club for people who aren't annoying me. You two ain't invited.
Should we pummel him together, Sam, or would you rather take turns?
We can create a national security incident after we've saved the president, Max. Seriously, pal, what's behind that door?
It's the door to the war room, with unrestricted access to the United States' entire arsenal of long-range missile weapons.
There's no part of that sentence I didn't like.
Then it's unanimous. We'd like a tour.
Nobody gets into the war room during peacetime. Stay away from it, or I'll have to escort you out.
So we have to cause war?
We'll be back.
I cannot wait.
Can we talk to the president? Come on, let me click him.
Good day, Mr. President.
We come in peace, as far as you know.
Oh, finally! The interpreters. Where have you been?
Interpreters?
Yeah, that is why you fellas are here, right?
Sure, why not?
'Cause I got a meeting with one of them foreign dignitaries. Always talking that crazy space language.
Who are you meeting with today?
Heck if I know. They show up and start jabbering away about treaties and whatnot. I just let the interpreters figure it out. I just keep an eye on them to make sure they don't steal something or try to eat the cat.
Snap out of it, Mr. President. You've been hypnotized.
Sure, I haven't been hypnotized. That's crazy talk.
You've got to listen to us, sir, or we'll be forced to take drastic action.
Don't talk to me about drastic action. You ever been pinned down in a drugstore parking lot by a pack of muskrat commandos with nothing left to lose? Ever had to gnaw your best buddy's leg off just so you could get his socks and put them on your own ears to fend off the enemy's deadly sonic regurgitator ray?
Now that's crazy talk. I'm impressed.
Okay. Did you see the sign over Sam's shoulder? It said, "No, I did not have sex with..." Yep. They went there.
Freelance police, you're under arrest.
Freelance police? Now there's the kind of can-do vigilante attitude that makes America strong.
Finally, someone who appreciates our greater calling.
I guess that doesn't work. So I guess we'll try to interpret and see. Because I just said, like, if there is a war room and we can get missiles there, which I think... Is that what Bosco needs? I don't know, but let's see what we can do with it, I guess. Just try to progress somewhere in this game.
We're ready to start interpreting.
So maybe we
That's
can
aces,
cause a
fellas.
war.
But the dignitary hasn't shown up yet. Show yourselves around the office.
But don't touch nothing.
Okay, I
Keep up
guess
the
not.
good work, Mr. President.
You've got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em.
No
The man's a
one to walk
genius,
away.
Sam. I almost feel bad for doing this.
It's for the good of the country, Max.
I mean, we have a boxing glove. What happens if we just try to use it?
I don't think that would be wise with a Secret Service agent standing right there.
Is there like a way to call him? Is there a telephone in the room? Maybe we can get the president's phone number. Doesn't look like it though.
Hands off, boy! That's my presidential calendar.
National budget.
Nice globe.
Amazing how often I need it in this job.
Wait, where was the war room door? Here. Let's see what happens if we go there.
No one enters the war room. That's it. You two are coming with me. And stay out. Now I have to get back to the president. He's not supposed to be alone.
Excuse me.
Oh, welcome, Governor Whizzer. The president has been waiting for you.
Governor Whizzer?
Hey, who better to run a state than a washed-up, urination-loving former child star?
No one.
So I guess one of the dignitaries has arrived.
No, sir. I said soda abuse. It's a very important issue.
Was I? No comprende, son.
But I'm speaking English.
Ah, are you two fellas the interpreters? It's about time. Darndest thing, we just had a couple imposters in here. Dead ringers for you two.
Were they walking around examining everything and engaging everyone in pointless conversations?
Those are the ones.
Those accursed clones. When will their devilish mimicry end?
Help me out with this here potentate, would you? Can't understand a dang word.
But that doesn't make sense. I don't even have an accent.
Uno momento, por favor. Impatient little guy, ain't he?
What's new, Whizzer?
That's Governor Whizzer, thank you very much.
What are you the governor of?
The 51st and greatest state, West Dakota. Don't you guys read the papers? Just the funnies.
You mean the obituaries, Max.
Potato, potato. We're a young state, but with our own rich traditions that make us a distinct tourist destination, apart from the North and South.
How did you get into politics?
I won the election. It was a very close race, but I totally won the popular vote. Was it a runoff election? You see what I did there? Runoff? 'Cause he's Whizzer?
You're still the master of fourth-grade gutter humor, Max.
You've been to a few museums in Washington, D.C., and it feels like this room is inspired by them. This is very 1990s. Yeah, parts of it are.
What were your qualifications for office?
I'm a television celebrity. Now there's a platform I can get behind.
What brings you to the Oval Office?
I'm trying to build up nationwide support for the MRSAPP. Who's Mr. Sapp? And why didn't you want me to know you were talking about him? I can spell, you know. It's the Mount Rushmore Soda Abuse Prevention Program. It's totally changed my life. I've been carbonation-free for over 4 weeks now.
Tell us about the MRSAPP. Be brief.
I started the Mount Rushmore Soda Abuse Prevention Program after I became governor to help people get flat like me. But if we can't get federal funding, people all over the Dakotas are going to get right back on the pop. I don't work 8 hours a day, 6 days a week just to throw my money away for some washed-up soda junkies with no sense of self-control.
You don't have any money, Max.
Oh, right. Never mind. Good luck with that, Wiz.
So you really kicked the soda habit, huh?
And how? Back when I was on the pop, I was in a real downward spiral. That endless cycle of always looking for my next fizz, then having to take time out for number one. Then I saw that documentary about Peanut Franklin, and it convinced me I didn't want to be just another self-destructive former child star.
Peanut Franklin, the lovable star of mixed nuts who was found in a seedy Hollywood motel room dead of anaphylactic shock?
What you mean you ain't got no jelly?
Still too soon, Max. Are you sure you wouldn't like a nice cold soda?
Gee, thanks. I'll take a... Whoa, no! Stay strong, Whizzer. You control the bubbles. The bubbles don't control you. Stop talking about soda, will ya? Stop talking about the crisp, clean taste or the effervescent fizz as it pours over ice into a frosty glass? All of it. I've been completely flat for over a month now. I can't go back to the way I used to be. I just can't.
Why am I worried that we will have to make him have a relapse eventually? Maybe sooner than later.
We're ready to interpret for you.
Don't tell me. The president needs the interpreter.
What did he say, Sam?
I'm speaking English. I don't even have an accent.
Can't understand a word.
See you around, Wizard. Hello, Mr. President. We're ready to interpret for you.
All right, let's get this party started.
Mr. President, my fellow Americans, I come to warn you about a serious epidemic facing our country. The scourge of soda abuse. Many former popheads like myself found ourselves in the endless cycle of addiction and elimination until we believed there was no hope.
I don't know what you're saying, son, but you're selling it, boy. Good job.
I ask you, how long can this epidemic continue?
What was that?
He said,
Oh, we can actually get them to bring him a soda? Uh-oh. I'm gonna try it.
what's a guy got to do to get a drink around here?
Aha, I know what you need. An ice-cold orange sugar fizz. I swear by him.
No, that's not what I want at all. I must resist, but I am thirsty, and just one couldn't hurt.
Frosty cold and so delicious.
All the progress I've made. They were about to give me my 5-week pin.
I almost feel bad about this.
I don't have a conscience, Sam. What's your excuse?
Oh, blessed angels of carbonation, fill me with your syrupy nectar.
Ew!
Yeah, now I'm not so much guilty as repulsed.
Keep it coming. More! I need more! I need a bathroom! Which way is the bathroom?
Which way? Oh, and now we can send him to the war room. Yes!
Which way is the war room?
It's that door right over there. But I don't...
Oh, thank you.
Where do you think you're going?
I've got to get in there! Bad!
We've got a priority red number 2 here in the Oval Office.
No, it's just number 1.
Escorting the suspect to holding cell for interrogation. Come with me, sir.
But it'll only take a second. Please, let me go!
That was fun!
Okay,
Oh, really?
now I didn't
Okay.
catch all that. What did he say?
Okay, and now can we use the boxing glove on the president?
Now it's time for some checks and balances, freelance police style. Max, will you do the honors?
Gladly!
Look it, fellas! My fingertips look like little tadpoles!
They just don't make these guys like they used
Whoops.
to.
That's no guy, Max. It's a damned ugly puppet.
Ah, the drawstring in his back should have been our first clue.
Our first clue should have been the swirly eyes. But silly me, I thought hypnotizee, not hypnotizer.
What?
Yes, an ingenious device being used to hypnotize the TV-watching public. But who was controlling him?
Gonna take days to get that smell out of the interrogation room. What? What have you done?
He was like that when we got here.
Sam did it!
So these two numbskulls managed to off the president.
It was a deep tissue massage gone horribly wrong. Ninjas!
Sam did it!
Still, ratings from the last State of the Union address were even lower than reruns of Midtown Cowboys. I didn't expect to have to replace the president so soon, but now that these idiots have forced my hand,
We're standing right here.
We can hear everything you're saying.
it's time for a leader the people will have to listen to. Agents Jackson, Burr, and DeGambe, we are moving the timeline forward. Commence phase 2 of the operation. I'll prepare the new candidate.
quite the reaction I would have expected from a Secret Service agent discovering two people over the decapitated body of the president.
What do you think this fake body is made of? Can I keep it?
No time for that now, Max. We've got to stop the... Wait, what's that noise? Blessed scuba diving Buddha on a banana boat with cocktail onions and a map to the stars' homes.
Yeah!
They've reanimated America's most beloved president.
I always thought Taft was shorter.
Not Taft, you deficient.
My fellow Americans, I am Abraham Lincoln. As you know by now, your president was recently murdered by two mysterious interpreters. But turn not to fear and despair. I have returned to guide us through this troubled time. A vote for me is a vote for Abraham Lincoln.
I'll get it!
What's that? Uh-huh. Lincoln Memorial. Right. Hydraulic motors and robotic implants. Yes. Okay. I see. We're on it.
Wrong number?
That was the commissioner, Max. If this new Mecha Lincoln wins the emergency election, the nefarious forces controlling him will have unchecked power to destroy the entire free world.
I hate when they do that.
That's why one of us is going to have to run against him.
You got to answer the phone.
Okay, fair's fair. Max, we're going to make you the next president of the United States.
Yes!
They even stuck an extra star for West Dakota on there. How tall is that statue? It's pretty tall as far as I know. Like, I think like when you see pictures, it's like you know, I think you're like a person goes about up to his knees or something. Could that about be right? It's definitely a big statue. So what are... Oh! Found the president's
it's the
head.
head of the president.
I yearn to hold it aloft and turn giant sea atrocities to stone.
You're thinking of Medusa's head.
Oh yeah, I always get those two heads confused.
Hey, Jimmy.
Beat it.
The White House pool. Most secure waiting pool on Earth.
Guess, can we talk to Lincoln?
Mr. Lincoln, as a candidate for office, my pal Max would like to engage in a thoughtful discussion of the key issues.
Followed by a round of spiteful mudslinging.
I see. Well, this is a bit irregular. As you're well aware, I'm the most beloved president in history. So I just assumed I'd be running unopposed.
Oh no, you didn't! You ain't all that!
I freed the slaves.
I was star of a popular television sitcom.
I'm on the penny.
I was on TV.
Now, gentlemen, we can resolve this like adults through moderate reasoned debate.
Very well, then. In the spirit of democracy, I say, bring it.
And it's a beautiful day on the White House lawn as we bring you the first in a series of debates for this emergency election for U.S. President. In the Republican corner, we have the giant animated statue of Abraham Lincoln. And representing the Random Violence and Destruction Party, there is the hyperkinetic, rabbit-like creature known as Max. Acting as completely impartial moderator for the debates will be Sam. Candidates are ready, so let's listen in.
Contestants, it's time for our lightning round. Mr. Lincoln, I'm going to name some of the tough issues facing our country today. I'd like you to sum up your stand on those issues in a few concise words.
Well, all right. I'm afraid this will have to be completely off the top of my head, as I have nothing prepared.
How do you plan to solve the problem of toxic waste?
I'm glad that I've been given one more life to give for my country.
And Lincoln is once again using his trusted campaign slogan, which is pleasing the crowd, but having no effect on his poll ratings.
So if we can say something convincing about toxic waste, then I guess we can get him. We can get better ratings than him.
Where do you stand on religion and schools?
I'm glad that I've been given one more life to give for my country.
Lincoln pulls out his trusted catchphrase for this election, which delights the crowd, but seems to have no effect on the polls.
Okay, I guess
That's enough
those
for
are
now.
not really
Keep 'em
useful.
coming. I'm ready for anything.
Mr. Lincoln, perhaps you'd like to speak about the importance of family values.
Of course. A strong family unit is the rock upon which our society is built. It's easy today, in this age of your blinged-out horseless carriages and racy daguerreotype magazines, to believe that honesty and fidelity are outdated concepts. But I stand proud. I have been completely faithful to my lovely wife, Mary Todd, for over 70 years. I've never even looked at another woman.
Oh, I have an idea. I guess we have to get him. Do we have to get him hooked up with Sybil? So that he's looked at another woman?
Mr. Lincoln, the networks are looking for a soundbite. Would you care to share a few words with us?
Thank you. This is a date that will be remembered for centuries to come. Today is the day we return America to greatness. I stand here at the steps of the White House, not above the people, but with the people. Only one man can lead the nation through this troubled time. I, Abraham Lincoln, am that man. The time to act is now. Thank you.
I said basically the same thing.
Okay. So I guess we're
Time out.
gonna have
Max
to do
has
something here.
Visit the little candidates room.
I'm drunk with power, but it just goes right through me.
Cue cards. What does it say?
It's the cue cards for Lincoln's speech. I'm glad that I've been given one more life to give for my country.
Oh, and now we can use them. Okay, what did we have? Give me all you got. Surely we can find something.
Give me all you got.
Because, of course, he didn't have anything prepared, right? Yeah, that. Is there a statue here? Yeah, that Lincoln is a big statue. Lincoln Memorial has him seated, though. Yeah, he got up and walked away. Don't ask me how. He said something about motors. So I guess it's that.
Between Abraham Lincoln and Max. We turn you over to our impartial moderator, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, it seems here we're up to his knees as well, which kind of makes sense with, like, you know, if he's sitting, then he's basically, what, like, as tall as 4 people. Yeah, and that makes sense with that guy on his shoulder. That's about the size of his head. Let's talk about the
Mr.
issues.
Lincoln, I'd like you to tell the voters your stand on some of the tough issues.
Very well.
Toxic waste, religion, tax plan. Yes.
How would you describe your tax plan?
Give me all you got.
And candidate Lincoln has proposed one shocker of an economic strategy, which even Democrats are calling a trifle excessive. That had to have hurt him in the polls.
Yay! The Nader. It's really a bit of its time. So what can we do with the free home delivery?
No can do.
No, here.
Free home delivery.
Let's see if we can use that to get him down somewhat. And then we have to find more signs, I guess.
How do you plan to solve the problem of toxic waste?
Oh, yes.
Free home delivery.
Ooh, an effective but very controversial proposal from candidate Lincoln. And the crowd did not like that idea one bit. Let's see how it affected the polls.
Okay, so we got him down 10% each time, but not enough. Okay. So... can we use the listening device with him?
Mr. Lincoln, would you like to say a few words to the audience?
Thank you. This is a date that will be remembered for centuries to come. Today is the day we return America to greatness. I stand here at the steps of the White House, not above the people, but with the people. Only one man can lead the nation through this troubled time. I, Abraham Lincoln, am that man. The time to act is now. Thank you.
I've heard better addresses from the 411 operator.
What did you just say?
Hey, Lincoln! Captain Ahab called. He wants his beard back.
I'm gonna slap you silly, you little punk.
Save it for the debate, Max.
Okay, now... can we call Sybil?
Hey, this phone only takes Susan B. Anthony dollars.
It must be one of those stupid 555 phones.
Yes, actually. 555-1984.
I like that it's 1984 as the as the phone number.
Where are we going, Sam?
Dystopia much? Back to the office.
Back to the office.
Shotgun!
You wonder how well the jokes have held up over time. A real Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. Is that what's it? The time traveling guys. It's something like Sam and Max, but different names. I can't think of it. The Keanu Reeves thing. Is that where Abraham Lincoln came from? I'm just drawing a blank on it. Bill and Ted. That was it. Bill and Ted. Oh, maybe it's from Wayne's World. That could be as well. Yeah. Good point. Something about two no good nicks. That kind of makes sense. Yeah. Could have been. It's also I've seen Wayne's World more times than I saw Bill and Ted. So maybe that works. And I haven't seen either in a while, so I don't know. Bill and Ted didn't age well. Wayne's World has held up better. Okay, I haven't seen either in quite a while, and I'm kind of worried that I probably won't like either of them anymore. But yeah, a while ago I rewatched Ace Ventura, and that ending just doesn't quite work anymore.
Who are you calling, Sam?
We still don't have
Nobody.
Sybil's
I just
number.
wanted to harmonize with the dial tone.
Let's see, we haven't tried the television yet.
For too long, I've sat passively and watched what's been happening to our great country. Now I'm back, and better than ever. I'm ready to take back America.
The new, improved Abraham Lincoln, now impervious to bullets.
It's a nice TV show. Oh, we kept Leonard.
It's our favorite shifty card cheat, Leonard Steak Charmer.
How you doing, Leonard? Good, good.
Aw. Poor guy. But yeah, it's interesting, especially since, like, I don't think anything that Mike Myers really did after Wayne's World really still worked for me. So like, I mean, you know, the what was it called? British guy. I had it in my head a second ago. Well, anyway, the where he does the British special agent with the chest hair toupee and everything. That one, that sort of still was okay for me, but I could kind of always already see the Austin Powers. Thank you. Yeah, that was it, Austin Powers. But like I could already kind of see like it was kind of, it seemed when it came out to already be a little behind the times. But you know, it had a lot of fun moments and things like that. You know, like you could see that he probably did those in his comedy show and they were really good, and then he did the best of those, combining them into a story or something like that. It kind of felt that way, at least. I don't know if Mike Myers actually had a comedy show of his own. But yeah, so Austin Powers was kind of still okay, and I don't think anything after Austin Powers really registered for me anymore.
Hey, Sybil, how goes the dating game?
Computer-generated love is in the air.
What are you looking for?
What are you looking for in a date again?
I would love to meet a tall, older man with a good career.
How does this dating service work again?
People submit applications listing their good traits and what they're looking for. Once we've found a match, you call your date and agree on a time and place.
How's business?
How's business?
Slow right now, but those applications are going to start coming in at any moment.
Yeah, I'm trying to hook her up with Lincoln, but I just can't find a way to do it.
See you around, Sybil.
Can we, like, get a dating service box?
You boys want to try the dating scene again?
No thanks. Last time was too horrifying.
Just drop an application in there if you change your mind.
Okay, so I guess we need something that would work as an application. So maybe like a campaign flyer or something. Let's see if there are any at the White House, I guess.
Where are we going, Sam?
But yeah,
We're
I'm
off
actually
to the White
thinking,
House.
Oh boy!
you know, like she said she's looking for an older man, and you know, how much older than Lincoln can you get at this point? With a good job, and I mean, president, you know, not a bad job. And we also need to get his family values to sound weird, and he says he never looked at a woman, and if we can get him to be called a... Oh, there's a flyer. Ah.
It's Lincoln's campaign flyer. I want you. Honest, dedicated, over a century of experience. Abraham Lincoln is your man.
Perfect. Oh, can we talk to the Secret Service agent?
Who do you like in the election?
My money's on Lincoln, and Lincoln's on my money.
Clever.
Hi, America! It's me!
No, I didn't want to do the camera.
A vote for me is a vote for prosperity, alacrity, and the tyranny of my furry white iron fist. Thank you.
Okay. Thank goodness that was a short one. Okay, but so now we have something we can hand in.
Where are we going, Sam?
Okay, back to the office.
Back to the office.
Shotgun!
We can do this.
Woo.
What's this? A new application?
Yeah, it's for a friend of ours.
Let's see. Not the Abraham Lincoln. He's tall, distinguished, loves the theater. He sounds perfect.
That chump doesn't have half my cute, fluffy marketability.
Do you think your computer can find him a date?
Computer, nothing. This guy sounds...
Well, give me just a second to block these two people. Ban. And ban.
Oh, but he didn't leave his phone number. Next time you see him, give him my number. I'd love to meet him.
Okay. So we have fastest spam blocker in the Wild South. Nah, not quite. Okay, so we've got her phone number now. So that means we can call her now and use the bug. Yay! I'll have to remember to later report these spammers. Alright, phone call, no.
I guess we should get back to work.
Not yet. I'm still on my break. Okay, now.
Phone. You're a mod for one channel.
Who are you calling, Sam?
Mr. Pizza. Sybil.
Sybil.
Hello? Abe? Is it you?
You bet. Honest Abe here.
Very funny, Sam. I have to keep this line open for his call.
Okay, we forgot. Okay, we have to do this with the bug. Wait, where did we leave our bug? Did we not take him back? Oh no, we left the bug behind. We're never gonna find him again. Help! You usually see the same kind of message, instant block. Yeah, that's what I do as well.
Where are we going, Sam?
But you can report them.
We're
and
off
so
to the White House.
Oh boy!
that's what I usually want to do as well, you know, report them for spam. And that one even for its username, because that seems a little inappropriate as well. Oh, and since I've banned them, I can possibly not... They're not clickable anymore, so that will be a little more work. Well, anyway. So let's see, where do we have... Ah, here's our bug. I like that they kept the bug, like from the previous episode, that's it's always cool if things have several uses, because you already get used to them.
Where are we going,
So
Sam?
that's a fun game mechanic.
Back to the office.
Shotgun!
Shotgun. I was going more for like a silenced pistol, maybe. Yeah, I know what shotgun means. It means that you're on the passenger seat and whoever else has to go back in the back, which, you know, if you're driving a car with two people is not really necessary. Okay, listening device. Hey, phone.
Who are you calling, Sam?
Sybil. You tried shotgun. You know shotgun, but never tried to learn its origins. I think it's military jargon. It's been ages since I looked it up. I thought that's where it comes from. So basically, you know, like you are saying, you know, I'm getting the gunner seat, you drive. I think that's where it came from. And it's just like in regular cars, you just say, you know, I'm in the seat where I could fire a gun because I'm not driving. you're driving, basically like you're it, you know?
Sybil.
Hello? Abe? Is that you?
I, Abraham Lincoln, am that man.
Oh, well, Mr. President, it's just such an honor to talk to you. I saw your application, and I was wondering, would you like to go out sometime?
This is a date that will be remembered for centuries to come.
Oh my, you are a charmer, aren't you? Well then, Mr. Rail Splitter, where would you like to meet?
I wonder what rail splitter in this context means. Like, did he do something? I guess here. Where do we want to meet? Of course, I stand here at the steps of the White House. I guess that is it.
I stand here at the steps of the White House.
At the White House. Got it. What time should I meet you?
The time to act is now, yes.
The time to act is now.
Oh, I love that decisiveness. I'll rush right over.
I'm gonna slap you silly, you little punk.
What? I didn't catch that last part.
I will feast on your entrails and devour your soul.
What? Abe? What's going on?
See you soon. Gotta go.
So, to sum up, family values are the bedrock of this nation. Our fidelity, honesty, and loyalty to family is our most sacred asset as Americans.
Candidate Max, your rebuttal?
Yoo-hoo, Mr. Lincoln!
I believe we have a question in the audience from someone who is not Candidate Lincoln's wife.
Oh, hi, Sam. Hi, Max.
Greetings, random harlot.
Abe, I'm here. Are you ready for our date?
What? I've never seen this woman before in my life.
But on the phone, you sounded so eager to meet me.
Listen to me, America. I did not arrange a date with this woman.
Oh, so she's good enough to fool around with, but not to date?
Mr. Lincoln, I can't believe you're doing this to me.
Family values, Abe caught in tryst. Yes. Oh, he's still 1 point above what we are. Damn it. Still have to find another way. Okay. Oops. Where were we? The one who shoots at the robbers needs a window and a front seat and free hands, so that translates to passenger seat again. Yeah, kind of like that. Okay. So what else can we do? I don't know if I like that, you know, it just automatically went to the right spot here. With the family values conversation, I would have kind of liked if they had done it so you can choose it. You know, have to choose the conversation here, and then Sybil would show up or something like that. But I guess they didn't want, you know, the possible weirdness of you having other conversations and Sybil being there, or you know, Sybil, you know, still not showing up and despite saying, hey, hey, we're amazing. No, what was I wanted? Trying to remember what I was trying to say. A bit tired today, so but let's see. Where were we? So yeah, like it would be kind of weird if you know, she was standing there during all our conversation, or she hadn't come immediately when he said the time to act is now. So I guess that's why they didn't want, you know, like her to be here and you know, then give her answer and run away, and then us coming back to have him, you know, say his family values spiel. And I mean, yeah, so I guess that's it. Okay, let's talk about the issues. Have we anything left? Where do you stand on religion and schools? Oh, can we get the bug to say it's demon spiel?
That is all. Stay frosty, America.
Can we place the bug back there?
This is a date that will be remembered for centuries to come. Today is the day we return America to greatness. I stand here at the steps of the White House, not above the people, but with the people. Only one man can lead the nation through this troubled time. I, Abraham Lincoln, am that man. The time to act is now. Thank you.
What if we talk to you now? Let's talk about the issues. Where do you stand on
Where do you
religion?
stand on religion and schools?
Free home delivery.
And that doesn't really make a bit of sense. So it looks like it's politics as usual here at the debate.
Okay, that
That's
doesn't
enough for now.
So we might have to find a sign that goes well with free home
Time out.
delivery.
Max has a therapist's appointment he can't miss.
I think we're on the verge of a real breakthrough.
Unless we can use that with the camera. Let's see if that does anything.
I can't listen to that. Think, boy!
Nah.
So that doesn't work. So I guess we need another sign. What does this sign say? Valet parking. Post no
Valet
bills.
parking, $2. Way to knock down that deficit. Suspect yourself.
That's so Madonna.
Wait. Can we go back in? Because there were more signs inside, right? So maybe we can find a sign there. The independent candidate is catching up as well. Yeah. Pithy campaign slogans.
It's a stack of pithy campaign slogans. The buck stops here, 1,000 points of light, and I did not have sex with that woman.
Well, I did, but I didn't inhale.
Alright, so what do we have? But at least we have these signs now. So let's try one of those. So it wasn't just an Easter egg because it just read out that statement. Okay, that was an ambulance hurrying by.
I did not have sex with that woman.
Oh, maybe we can get religion, can get that issue into religion as well.
Where do you stand on religion and schools?
I did not have sex with that woman.
Whoa, the debate has taken on a decidedly confessional tone with that nonsensical reply from candidate Lincoln. Luckily for him, the crowd is ignoring it.
Okay.
That's enough for now.
Keep 'em coming. I'm ready for anything.
Time out.
Can I get the other slogan? Can I swap it now? Oh, okay.
1,000 points of light. buck stops here.
Maybe that. Does that mean he won't fund them?
Where do you stand on religion and schools?
The buck stops here.
We're not quite sure what Lincoln meant by that, so it looks like, yes, the American people have decided to ignore it.
Okay, that's not it.
That's enough for now. Time out.
So what? So I guess none of these work, I guess, but let's just try the one we didn't
Free
do.
home delivery. Give me all you got. I'm glad that I've been given one more life to give for my country. Two wrongs don't make a right.
That works. Okay.
Where do you stand on religion and schools?
Two wrongs don't make a right.
Did we hear that right? Lincoln just came down against both religion and education. Wow, that's gotta hurt him in the polls.
Yay! Nader is getting votes
Results
now.
from the emergency election are coming in. And it appears that former sitcom star Max has been elected President of the United States. In an unprecedented show of bipartisan solidarity, all of the country's political parties have desperately asked for a recount. Let's cut to the White House lawn to hear candidate Lincoln's address.
You've got to be me, you idiots!
He took the news much better than expected.
Democracy? I will make you all my hypnotic slaves!
Max, that robotic Abe Lincoln will enslave the entire East Coast if we don't stop him.
Who cares? I'm the president of the U.S. Let's go bomb someone into oblivion.
Not just anyone, Max. Abe Lincoln must die.
Yes!
And I think that's a good point to take our break today. So, see you in a moment. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. I hope you'll be back in about 5 minutes after the break. Remember, get up, stretch, or, sit down, have a rest, whatever, if you've been physically working right now. Get something to drink, maybe even get a bite to eat. But, just take care of yourself for a little bit, and I'll be right back. Let's reopen that door. Let's see. Bowling ball, a boxing glove, and a gun. Well, we know that the gun made holes in the walls, and we can shoot it. So I guess we shoot the cheese, make it Swiss cheese that way. Leave the room, Uli. Let me see something different. Give me a moment to finish the puzzle.
Take that, you law-breaking dairy products.
Sam, no! The cheese was innocent!
Innocent? I think not. Voila, Swiss cheese. Or close enough to fool the casual observer, anyway.
Don't say voila.
I like that he shot all of the cheese, but then only picks up like one piece. So, you get to stay here, little boy. Konrad, sprach die Frau Mama, ich geh fort und du bleibst da. Okay. Okay. Errors are red, screens are blue. I must have deleted system 32. Swiss cheese has holes, which are, like air bubbles that, just occur during making the cheese. And in the US, basically, there is a rule for, like excess packaging and, like misleading customers that restricts the amount of, like air that can be contained in cheese. And so there was a big problem at some point, at least, where like Swiss cheese usually would exceed that regulation, and so they weren't allowed to import Swiss cheese. And I think even to this day, Swiss cheese can be is a special version with smaller bubbles in them in the US, when made for the US. Let's just risk it. Oh, leap of faith, yeah! Yes! Thank you! Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sorry, another photo up. This time, selfie. You know, they're okay. Like, the cheese is probably the most useful and my most favorite of those because it's just, you know, like, it's an actual object that you can sort of recognize until you look at it too long and then you go like, is it a skull, like, lying or something? I didn't notice the boxing glove here. That's a nice detail, by the way.
This might come in handy.
Don't do that again.
I like that, you know, he just, like, if he has to walk past Max, he just throws him up in the air. You know, it's both, like, a fun characterization of these characters and of, you know, like, how recklessly they, like, you know, Max is basically treated in all these games. What? What did he just say? Captain Picard? Okay. At least I didn't run into them. And there's a bunch of medicinal plants here. That's nice.
But someone breaks a promise to Lear, yes? They betray him.
What? Oh yes, a promise.
Promise to make Lear an admiral. Oh, that might explain, yeah.
They promised to make Lear an admiral.
Who's an armadillo? A what? And the sky ship's name.
Okay, so that
What
wasn't
was her
right. I
name?
forgot about that. Yeah, you have a soundbite of your friend Reaper after tricking him into saying "Touch me, Daddy" on stream, which you just did. But hopefully, I spoke it all in one long go, so it won't be able to be clipped as well. I guess I just put a challenge by accident. And are you still there? So here goes nothing. Ooh, no, that didn't work. I hope it remembers that we did the whole orange thing and does. Alrighty then, we're back. And we have desktop audio again. Good as well. I have to figure out how to best do that. That the Be Right Back screen doesn't show game audio. Can probably just put it on the Stream Deck button to mute and turn that back on. I hope you all had a nice little break. And so now we got to find Abe Lincoln, I guess. TV camera. Anything we still need to do here? I guess not. I guess the way this game works, we can always come back. Or they'll warn us.
Where are we going, Sam?
After that rampaging Lincoln.
After that rampaging Lincoln.
You're going down, Abe!
Well, he wasn't hard to find.
Just had to follow the trail of broken campaign promises.
That's pretty profound for a high-speed car chase, Max.
I like to think I transcend genre conventions, Sam.
Okay. What do we do?
The bullets have no effect!
He's made of marble, Max, and fueled by rage.
Lincoln smash!
He's a testy little emancipator, isn't he?
One doesn't do. Okay, so I'm not sure if we can do anything. Oh, so he changes sides. Can we get him to run? Whoops. It's a variant of Glory Hallelujah that they're playing in the game music right now. I don't think we can get him on any of the ramps, but I'll try, I guess. Where is the next ramp? Come on. Let me see it here. That didn't work. But he's not going that far left or right anyway, so I don't think we can get him there. Nope. Okay, so where can we go? Back to the White House or back to the office? Let's see if we can go in the war room now, because nobody's there. We haven't tried that yet. It says it had missiles, right?
Finally, Mr. President, you're here!
That's the president? People will vote for anyone these days.
Obviously.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means... Never mind.
Look, Max, all the soda poppers are here.
I don't have time for foreign dignitaries. Check out all the cool stuff on my new desk.
Get the ribbon?
It's the Secretary of Presidential Whimsy ribbon. Looks like Max can use this to appoint someone as an honorary cabinet secretary. It's the official United States calendar.
12 of the hottest Supreme Court justices in their skimpiest, naughtiest swimsuits.
Even better, Max. You can actually change the official date.
Oh boy!
Oh, we can change the date. Secretary's Day. Arbor Day, Earth Day, Easter Sunday, beginning of Passover. Okay. I guess what happens if we change it
We
to...
now declare today, April 3rd, the beginning of Passover. Shalom! Let my people go!
Okay.
Oh boy! We now declare today, April 8th, Easter Sunday.
Cripes, we'd better start hiding eggs on the White House lawn.
Already did it, Sam.
Max, are these the eggs that are made of metal and shaped like a pineapple and have a pin in them?
Don't be silly, Sam. I took the pins out first.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy! We now declare today, April 22nd, Earth Day.
People of America, take this day to ignore all practical concerns and devote all your attention to one day of crackpot extreme environmentalist activism, which you'll forget about for the rest of the year.
People of Berkeley, California, keep up the good work. Oh boy! We now declare today, April 15th, Tax Day. When writing your checks, America, remember it's spelled M-A-X.
Bad news, little pal. The last president abolished the income tax, replaced it with a national door-to-door candy bar sale, remember?
The fiend! I'm glad we knocked his head off.
Okay, so I guess we don't have tax day. Okay, national
Hey,
budget.
look, Max, it's the presidential discretionary budget. You have $100 million to allocate however you want.
What a delightfully random and convenient figure.
For historical sites, okay.
Step away from the door, sir.
But we really want in there.
Sorry, sir. I have orders to keep everyone out of the war room.
Okay.
Stand aside, pal. The president needs to get into the war room.
I'm afraid that's not allowed, sir.
Perhaps you didn't hear our advisor. We would like to see our war room.
No can do, sir. Orders.
Max says you can take a vacation.
We will make an exception just this once.
Thank you, sir, but no can do. I can only take a vacation on federal holidays.
Oh,
be
okay.
back.
Roger that.
So let's declare it a federal holiday. Like Earth
We
Day.
now declare today, April 22nd, Earth Day.
People of America, take this day to ignore all practical concerns and devote all your attention to one day of crackpot extreme environmentalist activism, which you'll forget about for the rest of the year.
People of Berkeley, California, keep up the good work.
Okay.
Hey, Soups. Max says you can take a vacation. It's Earth Day.
Very funny, sir.
We'll be back.
Roger that.
Okay, so Earth Day doesn't count, or what?
Oh boy!
Wait. We can declare someone. Because that's a day.
Max, I mean His Excellency El Jefe Maximilian I, Intimidator of the Realm, has a special surprise for you. Better get those handkerchiefs ready. This could get sentimental.
Agent Superball, we have decided to reward you for your excellent service to your country, for your unwavering commitment to preventing us from being where we most desperately needed to be, for your unerring devotion to being a constant hindrance in our task. For all these things and more, we now dub thee Superball.
Secretary of Meats and Cheeses. Mysterious gaseous emissions. Secretary of the Interior. Secretary in charge of guarding the war room door. Let's go for the mysterious gaseous emissions and see if that works.
Secretary of Mysterious Gaseous Emissions.
Gas.
So we have spoken, so it shall be.
All hail Max.
I'm overwhelmed, sir. I don't know what to say.
Now run along to a cabinet meeting.
I'm afraid I can't do that, sir.
You've got to be kidding me.
I still have my orders.
Now we make it Secretary Day.
Oh boy! We now declare today, April 26th, Secretary's Day.
That's supposed to be Administrative Professionals Day.
Wow, Sam. When I picked you for vice president, I didn't know you were such a politically correct bleeding heart liberal.
All right then, Secretary's Day.
It's a different kind of secretary.
Step away from the door, sir.
But we really want in there.
Sorry, sir. I have orders to keep everyone out of the war room.
Hey, Soups. Today is Secretary's Day. You have to take the day off.
It's the law, Jack!
A vacation? Permission to weep openly, sir.
Not just granted, but encouraged.
The forces of bureaucracy win again.
I love this country.
Okay. Now we can
I
get
think
in
the war room door is only openable in time of war.
Stupid old piece.
Now we have to cause a war as well. And Abe Lincoln doesn't count, I guess. What are these people saying?
Look, Max, it's our old pal. Look, Grand Imperial Warlord Maximus Optimus, keeper of the Seven Keys. It's our old pal, the former Child Star and Embarrassing Idol semifinalist, Peepers.
That's former Child Star and Embarrassing Idol semifinalist, Governor Peepers.
You're a governor, too?
That's right. I got North Dakota.
North Dakota, the leftover state.
I thought it was North Dakota, still warmer than Saskatchewan.
Hey, be nice. We've got a rich and varied history.
North Dakota, hope you like snow.
North Dakota, come climb all over our big white butte.
Hey! Sorry, I got caught up in the moment.
That joke, if you read it, works much better than if you pronounce it, I guess. Some days don't count as holidays because the people in Berkeley kept on working. I don't know. Yeah. What are you doing here?
What business do you have in the Oval Office?
We need the president to settle custody of Mount Rushmore.
Max has the presidential pen. Somewhere.
Just tell me where to sign.
Great, the problem is solved. But seriously, if you guys see the president, tell him we're waiting.
What's there to do in North Dakota?
Plenty! Snowmen, snow angels, snow forts, snowball fights, homemade ice cream, and of course the majesty of Mount Rushmore!
That hasn't been decided yet.
Right, I spoke too soon.
Max really is president now.
It was in the papers.
We haven't been watching the news back in Fargo. We've been so busy with the arms buildup.
What was that?
Did I say arms buildup? I meant Winter Paradise Toboggan and Scrapbooking Jamboree.
I think we've just found our war. We just have to stoke it, I guess.
So long, peeps. Hey, Specs. Max, you remember most omnipotent exaltedness Max Sama, overseer of the 9 cosmic planes. You remember Specs, the other soda popper.
We vaguely recognize our loyal subject.
What are you guys talking about?
Kiss the ring.
What? No.
What business do you have with the president?
We're here to get federal resolution on a dispute.
It wouldn't be a dispute if you...
If I what?
Nothing.
Awkward.
What have you been up to?
Winning an election. I'm now the governor of South Dakota.
Hey, just like Whizzer.
No, not just like Whizzer. I was the first one of us to run for office.
Like you invented it. You just... forget it.
What are you doing as governor?
I'm fixing the problems in the state and getting it back to perfect working order. Did you know that the Black Hills are really more of a greenish gray? I've got a committee addressing the problem.
But what about the Badlands?
We're making them even worse.
Sing your theme song for us.
No, I don't sing that anymore. I want to be respected as more than just a beloved TV celebrity.
If it makes you feel better, you were never really that beloved.
Sam and I always watched your show with detached irony.
What business do you have with the president?
We're here to get federal resolution on a dispute.
It wouldn't be a dispute if you...
If I what?
Nothing.
Awkward.
Okay.
Later, Specs. Welcome back, Governor Whizzer. Here to give another demonstration on soda abuse?
That's not funny.
Why should your state get Mount Rushmore?
Because they just want it for tourism. But my plan will save lives. It'll become a monument to soda abuse prevention. People will realize that just like Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, and the other guy, they too can overcome their crippling addiction to carbonated beverages.
George Washington never had a soda addiction.
Why do you think he needed false teeth?
Why not divide it up equally?
That would never work. It's not even.
Each of you could get a third of Roosevelt.
I want the mustache.
I wanted the mustache.
Okay, Max gets Roosevelt's mustache, Specs gets the glasses, Peepers, you get an ear and both nostrils.
That just leaves me with the forehead.
All right then, Whizzer, we'll throw in Crazy Horse, but that's my final offer.
It's not even finished.
This will never work. It's just like last time.
How did West Dakota become a separate state?
The three of us ran for governor together. We got along so well during the campaign, and we were all such former TV celebrities that all three of us won. The voters realized they'd elected 3 governors for only 2 states. That's when the unpleasantness began.
What was the unpleasantness?
We fought for a long time about how to divide up the states.
There was almost a war!
But we divided everything up fairly and all agreed that Mount Rushmore should be in the south.
We did not! You!
I what?
You! Oh, never mind.
Thirsty?
Yes! But you're not going to offer me a soda, are you? You know I can't resist them.
We wouldn't do that. We've got, let's see here, orange soda, cola, grape soda, pop, some more orange soda, and tea.
Tea, please.
We're all out of tea. Soda?
Why are you doing this?
Stay dry, Whizman.
So can we... He turned really
I'm
angry.
not really thirsty.
So maybe we can make him angry? Or how do we escalate this?
Hi, I'm George Washington. Anyone need their nuts cracked?
Please don't make fun of George Washington.
No, Max says what the president said. That was good. Oh wait, can we go into the... Oh no, we can't go in the war room because there's no war. This is all so complicated. So let's see where else can we go.
Where are we going, Sam?
Back to the
Back
office.
to the office.
Shotgun!
Whee! Let's see if we can find anything in Sybil's place. Are you waving goodbye or hello, or are you just wishing me good luck? Hello, okay. Oh, you came back from your food. Okay. How was the onigiri? Was it good? It's a carbon-14 dating
It's
device.
Sybil's carbon dating machine.
Don't touch that, fellas. It's the only thing keeping me in business.
Hiya, Sybil. How are things in the world of computer-generated romance?
Oh, I'm not doing that anymore. Can you believe that guy? Never mentioning that he was married? Men are such self-centered jerks.
Preach it, girlfriend!
So you changed careers again?
Yeah, now I'm running a dating service.
Come again?
A carbon dating service. I bought this astoundingly useful machine that tells me how old things are.
I usually just cut them in half and count the rings.
There's a reason you're not invited to birthday parties anymore.
I wanted a fresh start in a new career to get my mind off that fiasco with Honest Abe. This wasn't my first choice, but I got a good deal on the carbon dating equipment online, and I couldn't afford to change my sign.
You're having financial problems?
I'm afraid so. After my public humiliation with Lincoln, all the applicants for my dating service demanded their money back. Not to mention all the money tied up in pending litigation with the clients who watched Max's dating video.
I stated very clearly up front that viewer discretion was advised.
Believe me, I would love to just close up shop for a while and take a vacation. Forget about Honest Abe and all the lawsuits.
It was a wardrobe malfunction!
But unless I get a major windfall, I have to hope the carbon dating business takes off.
So here's the thing. The one thing that I thought we should do that we haven't done yet is we can change the budget, right? Carbon dating. You feel like games today no longer go for these kind of intellectual jokes. Yeah. So, okay. we have we want to stop Abraham Lincoln somehow. And Bosco said he has rockets. So maybe that's what we're supposed to do, get Bosco's rockets. Or missiles or whatever it was, the defense system he has. And we can manipulate the budget, which should allow us to give him money. But the budget said that it was limited to, what was it, historical sites? So we have to figure out a way to declare Bosco's shop as a historical site, I guess.
How does carbon dating work?
I don't know. Something about carbon-14 and half-lives and radiation.
I'm impressed with your detailed scientific knowledge. Very professional.
That's the beauty of it. I don't really need to know anything. I just aim my little machine at something and it tells me how old it is. Allow me to demonstrate. This tiki is, oh my gosh, it's 2,000 years old! This is fantastic!
Old is good?
Absolutely! I can have my office put on the National Register of Historic Places. I might even get a grant. I'd be rich!
Can we borrow it?
Can we borrow your carbon dating machine?
No way! That machine is still my only chance to take care of my money problems. Unless I get a grant, since I'm now on the National Register of Historic Places. There's no way I'm letting it out of my sight.
Damn it, that's the wrong shop. Or are we supposed to solve her money problems? Let's see if that works, I guess, and then maybe that moves us to something else.
Who could possibly need a freelance carbon dating service?
Plenty of people! Freelance archaeologists, independent historians, rogue paleobotanists.
It's also naughty fun for your next bachelorette party.
And now that Antiques Thunderdome is getting so popular, business is bound to pick up.
Antiques Thunderdome? The show where common everyday people bring random junk from around the house to a giant steel cage match and engage in a no-holds-barred appraisal to the death?
That's the one. Now everybody's convinced they have some priceless treasure in their attic, and their home will be declared a historic monument.
Alright.
See you around, Sybil.
If it wasn't for carbon, I wouldn't be dating at all. Yeah. Okay, let's try to get to the car and see if Sybil's apartment shows up, and then we can give
Where are
her
we
some
going,
money.
Sam?
The White House.
We're off to the White House.
Oh boy!
Can we...
Hey, look, Max. It's the presidential discretionary budget. You have $100 million to allocate however you want.
What a delightfully random and convenient figure.
So, guess we just gave Sybil some money to solve her problems. I'm glad that you can't screw up in this game, because otherwise I would be more careful, you know, about whether I would, you know, need the money for someone else.
Where are we going, Sam?
Back to the office.
Shotgun!
I shouldn't wee so much, but it looks fun the way they drive around. What does the red stuff say? Sucker?
Sybil left the door unlocked. She's probably living it up on some tropical island on the taxpayer's dime.
I bet she's getting abducted in some sleazy nightclub, then sold into a white slavery ring, forced to do unspeakable things for a power-mad despot, before narrowly escaping his volcano-top lair with only one of her kidneys left.
Don't be such a pessimist, Max.
Sorry, Sam. It's just no fair. We're stuck here working, and she gets to have all the fun.
We have a carbon dating device.
It's Sybil's carbon dating machine.
So that's good.
How old do you think this fox is, Max?
Old enough to know better than to sit on top of a cactus.
It's 8 years old. Poor little guy was probably heading to his 8th birthday party when he got shot, stuffed, mounted, and sold in a tacky souvenir store.
No, he's got that haunted look about him. I bet he offed himself and donated his body to taxidermy.
You see the bright side in everything, Max. Odd. Max, have you been dieting? I don't want to know how old that is. Sybil must have read her machine wrong. It says this tiki is only 10 years old.
I thought that price tag on the bottom looked suspicious.
I don't want to know how old that is. I don't want to know how old that is.
Alright, what else can we carbon date here? But I guess she read it wrong. That's not good.
I don't want to know how old that is. I don't want to know how old that is.
New self-service. Yeah, I don't know what that sprayed suckers and stuff was for. Maybe us measuring it took her off the list again? I don't know. What does the carbon dating device say about him?
That's weird. It says his age is burnt sienna.
That is weird. He doesn't look a day over taupe.
Okay, so maybe we can now do... Wait. Oh, too late.
Oh, Mr. President, please do not execute me.
Nice that they did a different phrase now for him. Because, like, everyone else wouldn't probably care that much, but, like, for him, of course, we're now the government. So that totally makes sense that he would at least get a special line.
I don't want to know how old that is. I don't want to know how old that is. I don't want to know how old that is.
Aww. I hope there would be some things to measure here. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Alright. Wait, wasn't there constant comments about these being old?
Well, Bosco, by my readings, these weenies date from the early Cretaceous period.
Special bargain for you! Still tasty, half off today only.
You don't understand. Your store is now a National Historic Place. These weenies are valuable artifacts.
Really? I mean, of course! In preserving heritage of my peoples. Just how valuable are we talking about here?
We'll get back to you on that.
Alright, so now can we go back and reallocate that budget? Now that we know that Sybil's misread her tiki. That would be nice. Hello, I clicked the DeSoto. Keep running, yes. Nice.
Where are we going,
Good,
Sam?
The
We're off to the White House.
Oh boy!
Hey, look, Max. It's the presidential discretionary budget. You have $100 million to allocate however you want.
What a delightfully random and convenient figure.
Oops.
Hey, look, Max. It's the
Can I not?
presidential discretionary budget. You have $100 million to allocate however you want.
What a delightfully random and convenient figure.
Ah, okay. Now we've moved it. And now if we go back, the whole camera scrolling thing is kind of awkward in this game. I can sort of... No.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, wait. There's a different line now. How's life as president?
Are you excited about being president, Max?
Overwhelmingly! But I still wonder what happened to the Vice President, Speaker of the House, President Pro Tem, Attorney General, and all the cabinet members.
Outbreak of flesh-eating bacteria in the Capitol showers. Damnedest thing.
Wow, this country just can't get a break.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Where are we going, Sam?
Back to the office.
Shotgun!
And look at Bosco's. Would be cool if his whole place was now gold-plated or something.
Hello, Comrade Bosco.
Hail to the chief! I don't know how you guys did it, but I just got a huge check from the government.
You earned it, Bosco. It's not easy to perfectly preserve weenies that predate the discovery of fire.
Not to mention the teeming microcosm growing in the bathroom. We're considering making it a national wildlife preserve.
Now I can finally finish my satellite defense system.
So we can have the truth serum?
Sure. Let me dig it up from the labs.
Oh, that was
This is a bottle of vodka.
But it works. Trust me. Get a couple of shots of that in somebody, and they'll tell you all their secrets.
Thanks, Bosco.
Oh, I forgot that was truth serum. So the question is, what do we do with that? Oh, right. We booze up one of the soda poppers and then we cause war. Huh. Jesus.
Where are we going, Sam?
We're off to the White House.
Oh, boy!
So the one with the soda addiction was Whizzer.
Care for a drink?
It's soda, right? You brought more soda.
Sure, why not?
Wow! That's got more kick than the other ones. Thanks, Sam and Max. You guys are my best friends.
Now, can we get back to the deliberation?
What's the point? You still think Peeper's idea is stupid.
Stupid? You never told me you thought my idea was stupid.
You said your idea of adding Herbert Hoover hugging the four other presidents was the stupidest thing he'd ever heard.
Well, it is. Hoover wasn't even a president, which means he certainly wasn't the most loving of all the presidents.
Well, at least I didn't suggest putting a parking garage in George Washington's forehead, like some four-eyed freaks I know.
You little...
You big...
Of course you realize this means war!
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 Yay, we caused war. I'm sorry, dear Americans.
What wondrous thing is this the DEFCON klaxons ring? A flashing light above the door. There's just one thing it could mean. War. Oh, what is it good for? What is it good it's for? Good for you. Good for you. It's good for me. Oh, war. What is it good for? What is it good for? It strengthens the economy. It shows the world that we've got stones and carriers with fighter drones. War. Oh, what is it good for? What is it good it's for? Good for you. It's good for me. It's the cat's meow. Here we go. War. Oh, what is it good for? It's good for you. It's good for me. Oh, war. Oh, what is it good for? Oh, it strengthens the economy. All lengthy battles and incumbents dream, because it can't change horses in midstream. For bombs and guns and so much more, we celebrate the joys of war, war, war. For bombs and guns, and so much more, we celebrate the joys of war.
Well,
Let's not do that again.
That was great. It's always like in Sam & Max that they had musical numbers in the original game. I'm glad that they kept that for this one at least. I don't remember if there are musical numbers in the other games. Like we've had, I think, one in the previous episode. So can we go in there now? Yes. Dakota situation.
The civil war in the Dakotas seems to be escalating, Max.
Let them thin out the overpopulation of moose and strip malls for a few weeks, and then we'll step in.
All right. Cookies.
It's a plate of fancy cookies.
For the discriminating general with a sweet tooth and a taste for vengeance.
Hey, there's gourmet coffee, in case the idea of war makes you insufficiently jittery.
I'm plenty juiced just being in here. Let's blow stuff up.
Can't look at the picture. War manual.
What to do in time of war. Select target, press fire. That's all it says.
Good.
These must be for the Joint Chiefs and other quasi-important hoo-has.
Nice screensaver.
Looks like a remote homing beacon in the frigid Antarctic.
So peaceful. So serene.
Want to blow it up?
You have to ask?
What else can we do?
The homing beacon to the Kremlin doesn't seem to be working. It was probably turned off in the spirit of Glasnost.
More likely those lazy commie bastards forgot to change the batteries.
Lazy former commie bastards, Max. It's the distant, peaceful world of Krypton.
They mock us with their utopian society of crystal cities and absentee parents. They must be exterminated!
Well, what do you know? Bosco was right. The government really has been targeting his store for destruction.
Won't he be glad when we tell him?
What do you say we keep this to ourselves, Max?
You're right. We don't want to ruin the surprise.
That's all we can do. You want to blow up Bosco? Well, he has the satellite defense system now, right? The missile defense system.
Dinner special tonight? Penguin flambe!
I would have suspected the Washington Monument is really a self-replenishing supply of intercontinental ballistic missiles.
It's good to see it used for something more useful than corny innuendo for once.
I wonder if this will have a significant impact on our delicate ecosystem.
Absolutely. My ego is bigger already.
Okay, Kremlin we can't blow up. Krypton.
This'll teach him to put me in the Phantom Zone. You will bow down before me.
26 million years.
Better pull up a chair, little buddy.
I guess that's all we can do. Sorry, Bosco.
Attention, Bosco shoppers. Clean up in aisle everything.
Would you look at that? Bosco's satellite defense system actually works.
Well played, Bosco. You're safe. But for how long?
Okay. So I guess we can't really do anything here.
I don't want to know how old that is.
Aw. Can we use it from the car, maybe? Periscope situation. Wait, what was that?
Look, Max, in the White House garden pond. It's Jimmy Two Teeth.
We often allow lobbyists to use the pool, Sam.
Jimmy's a lobbyist now? What's he lobbying for? Cheese interests?
Affordable health care for the aged and underprivileged, Sam. He's a lot more multifaceted than you give him credit for.
You're off to play some Fall Guys. See you later. Okay, thanks. Bye, Lucius. Sorry I didn't catch that. A dunce cap in the corner there. Okay, let's see if we can maybe use the rockets now. Or do we have to sabotage Bosco's defense system now that we've got the truth serum? We'll see. It's interesting that inside the White House is not this White House music.
Where are we going, Sam?
Let's go after
that rampaging Lincoln.
Let's see if that works. Nope. I guess let's go back to the office.
Hey, Bosco.
Da?
Tell us about that missile defense system again.
I'm working on modifying BTAS Part 2. Once I get funding for it, it'll be able to shoot down any ICBMs targeted at the store.
I don't think they expected us to come back here.
Do svidaniya, Comrade Boskovorsky.
We'll catch you on the flip side, comrades Dog and Rabbit.
So, I guess... Oh, is that the camera?
Look, stuck to the camera. That must be the homing beacon for the intercontinental ballistic missiles aimed at Bosco's store.
What was that?
He said, that must be the best price on baby wipes I've ever seen.
Okay. Somehow I hoped for a voice line, but that was more than I hoped for. So now, can we put that on Lincoln somehow?
Where are we going, Sam?
Let's
After that
chase
rampaging
down
Lincoln.
Yes!
Now we can use the homing beacon.
Nice
The
toss,
spot
Max.
between his
He's
shoulders.
fast before he manages to knock off the beacon.
Or choose his own back off to escape.
Okay, and now we need to go back to the White House and blow him up there. Okay. This makes sense. That works well. Didn't remember that it went like that. War room door. Yes. But that's I like this mechanic that, you know, they show you that Bosco has the defense system, and to get to the war room, you need to start the war, and to start the war, you need the vodka, which in turn is, you know, what gives Bosco the money for his missile defense system. So there's no way you can blow up Bosco. And that in turn means that the beacon still is there. So I like, you know, that combination of like requirements that work out so well, because it makes sense.
Looks like the targeting beacon is still stuck on Lincoln.
This is a pretty impressive temper tantrum, Sam. At this rate, he'll have enslaved all of D.C. and most of Baltimore by tomorrow morning.
Egad, you're right, Max. Still, I think we should stop him.
We haven't got anything better to do.
Fire.
Mr. President?
Don't mind if I do.
Quick, let's go.
Shouldn't we revel a little?
We don't want to miss this.
Ooh.
You will all do my bidding. I am the most powerful presidential monument ever created!
Wait, is that the Lincoln Monument? No, wait. Lincoln Monument is the...
Whee! That was better than feeding laxatives to
Is
pigeons
him
on parade
sitting there.
days.
We broke 2 presidents in one afternoon.
A personal best.
Well, it looks like the country is saved, at least from mass hypnosis. What do you want to do now?
Let's abuse my powers as leader of the free world to squeeze the middle class until they're burning their own shoes for heat.
Sounds fun, but I was thinking we could treat ourselves to some chocolate-frosted gut bombs and then have a little target practice down at the Smithsonian.
Sam, you're my best friend.
Agent Chuckles, report. Query status. Lincoln Gambit, 4-7. Query not acknowledged and acceptable timeout parameters. Error. 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 Error.
Who is G? Google? I don't think... Was Google a thing back then? 2007? I guess they might have just been. And was it that big? Was the killer satellite thing already a joke back then? Well, it was founded in 98, so it existed for about 10 years by now. So yeah, that might work. I don't really know. Good question. Yeah, 98 is when they were founded, apparently. But the question is, were they big enough, you know, to that G thing being a reference to Google or not? I mean, it was about, 9 years, so could just be about that one. But anyway, I guess that's it. We killed Abraham Lincoln. Well, destroyed the monument, I guess. But there still seems to be someone left. So I guess we have 2 more episodes to go, and we still don't know who the real villain is. Which, I guess that's one way to do it. Push this button. So yeah, good question. Who the real villain is and what we want to do. And what we want to find out in the next episode then, I guess. Because this is the end of stream.